right. Welcome, everybody. Susan and Joseph are going to be welcoming us to the Miracle Call. Go ahead, Susan and Joseph.
Well, welcome, everybody. So nice to see you.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening.
This is September 8th, Sunday, September 8th. And this is our global healing call, where we look at and examine and experience and love the teachings of this book written by Dr. Clint G. Rogers. So we're so happy you're here. And today our topic is going to be giving your 100%. That was a beautiful teaching of Dr. Naram, and how that changes your life when what you do is you give your 100%. So we're going to have a great call today. And if you would you put in the chat a time that you remember when you gave your 100% and how that was for you? So that would be great if you would put that in the chat. And now we are turning it over to what?
Do some announcements.
Oh,
also.
Okay. So
go ahead. Say just some the 100% thing that, honestly, if I reflect on how I have approached life, there is like night and day difference when I realized that I really did give it 100%, or the best that I had to offer in that moment. And when I have not done that, the results just aren't the same, have not been the same. And, we experienced it in our course. And so just let's discuss that today. And Jacob has some wonderful, wonderful sharings about that.
Should I go ahead?
Thank you, Ramon.
Yeah. Should I give the announcements now? Do you want the announcements? Okay, great. Okay, we've got some great things coming up. The most exciting new thing is Ancient Secrets for Emergencies. And Carol, I see you on the call. She has done an amazing job. What a gift to all of us to come up with a course so we can not only know, we can know new things, we can not only do new things, but we can really be completely confident in ourselves in emergencies. So this new course coming is going to just transform you. I mean, so the introduction meeting is September 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And there's a link to it in the newsletter. So the next one is Art Time coming up with Robin Lee. So I have done this. It's a wonderful experience that once a month we're going to have different people lead art, really fun art projects. And please, you do not have to have any experience in art in order to come and have fun. The donation for this is a minimum of $5, or if your heart moves you to donate more, you can. And all of that will go to our kids in Nepal. And so
Susan, would you mind if you let Robin speak a little bit about that and what she's going to be doing?
Oh, sure. Robin, will you speak?
I can definitely do that. So I do neurographics, and I see it's a special technology that as you're drawing them, and I actually have, let me see, I just had one pop up. The technology allows you, as you are in this neurographic for freedom, everywhere the lines cross, when you curve the kind of round the corners, it's actually creating new neural connections in your brain. And so it'll be a fun way to be able to play with your thoughts and ability to shift in the positive direction. So the people who join the class, you'll be getting 3 neurographics that I've already done, including What Do You Want as one of them. And then you also have the opportunity to make your own neurographics. And so I encourage you to bring plain paper and a heavy pen, color pencils. And then I'll be sending out the neurographics so you can print them by Monday.
Wonderful. Thank you
that's
so much. And Susan, and did you say the date by chance?
I said September 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And it's a great support group. I mean, wonderful people show up and we have a lot of fun. So please join us. And before I go on, I wonder, Carol, did you want to say anything about the emergency class that I didn't say?
First of all, I'd like to say how wonderful it is to see you, Carol, and to have you back and full of your vibrant life.
Yay.
See, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm on my phone. It's a little bit different. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful for healing power and the positivity from the community that I've gained and how it uplifts my my spirit and ability to heal. And I also want to say this guy is the one who's taught me about 100% attention, because when he's not getting it, he's reminding me that, hey, I'm important. And it's completely changed our relationship by having that 100% connection. Stop, go to your place. Good boy. So one thing I wanted to say about the course is something happened 2 years ago that is just indelibly printed in my mind. And I was kind of driven by spirit to make an unscheduled trip to New Mexico, to where our family has a cabin, and my sister was there, who's 6 years older and has manic depression. And when they called a mandatory evacuation, the fire was about 2 miles from us, and it was a 350,000 acre fire that destroyed 55 homes in our community, plus our community home, the restaurant, all of the community buildings were lost. And her response was panic, absolute sheer panic, and frozen in fear. She screamed, she cried, she shook. And I had to be, the strong one to say, we have to, this has to be done. You have to get a hold of yourself. And I know enough to do some marmas for letting go of fear. And I tried, to reach her through some of those things, but it's the first instinct that many of us have when things come up that we don't want to deal with, and there's a great deal of fear there. So the thought for this course is use marma, use mantra, use centering and breath to get to a space where we are confident that we are survivors. We know what to do. We have a plan, and we're going to work the plan. That's the idea, not to awful lies about, how scary the world is. It can be, but we can also find peace and inner comfort and knowing we've done our best to prepare. There's also a component of this that's what's your budget, what's your priorities, what's important for you and your family. And those are the kind of things that we want to make possible. And we have some of the best ideas for food, for storage, and how I have one of those 6 months kits, and the food's terrible. It's all carbohydrates. It's macaroni and cheese and oatmeal, and it's not very sustaining. But how much more sustaining to have basmati rice and mung beans and dehydrated carrots and onions and celery, so that you have things that are more nutritional. So I'm really excited about it. This is an ongoing thing. I don't think it'll be one and done. And the whole thing is about coming to centered calmness, knowing what and how to do, and finding peace in that. So I'm excited about it. You can tell, huh?
It sounds so important, and so grateful that you're doing this for us, with us.
And I have lots of help. So we've got so many experts in our community. Wow. So that's exciting too. It's just awesome how Source has brought us all together for common support, common knowledge sharing. What a wealth of wisdom we have in our community That's all. The cohesive element is love. And I'm so grateful for it.
Thank you, Carol. So good to see you and have you back. So to continue the announcements, there are pulse clinics that are coming up. Dr. Clint will be doing Bakersfield, California, LA, Portland, and Syracuse, September 19th through 29th. And then Dr. Giovanni will be in Switzerland, Belgium, Barcelona in November. So in October, we're going to, Dr. Clint is doing the Mystical Nepal Spiritual Adventure Retreat. And there are people here that have been on that. It's an amazing experience. So if there's anything in your heart or anything in your intuition that's niggling you to say go, go. It's life-changing and transformative. And then for the other courses, the 100-day or the Ancient Secrets 101, email team@myancientsecrets.com if you're interested in, let them know you're interested, and you'll get on a waiting list. So I think that's all the announcements. So thank you. Take it away.
Wonderful. I just wanted to I want to thank Robin for helping me with tech, for Dr. Susan for posting the links in the chat, and for helping with technology. Thank you, Susan and Joseph, for your welcome. We appreciate Esther Francis. She's a part of the Sunday team. Jerem, thank you so much for being here. We're going to ask Jerem to do a marma. And I know I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Anyway, I just so appreciate the team. Dr. Ann is on the team. She is always there to help with her stories, and we're so grateful for all of the Sunday Global Miracle Support team that helps bring this every single week. So thank you. Jerem, we'll go ahead and have you do a marma, and then we'll do a minute of silence, and then we'll turn it over to Jacob to be able to talk about the presentation.
First,
So
I'm going to go ahead and share this disclaimer.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Robin. So this is just to say that everything that is talking on this call is for your educational purposes and not medical advice. So we ask that you contact your medical professionals in order to get the support and help that you individually need. So, Robin. All right, Jerem, go ahead.
Thank you, Jana. Hello, everyone. And it's my pleasure to share a marma with you that has become one of our favorites in our marma circle. This is one that Dr. Naram shared, happily so, and it's called Happy for No Reason. So it's a really simple one. What we do is we're going to clap with cupped hands. We're going to do that 6 times 6. So here we go. Just happy for no reason. Bring that intention into your heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now clasp your hands together, and we're going to squeeze 6 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you feel like you need more happiness, you can repeat as many times as you like. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerem. All right. I wanted to quickly look. Did anybody put anything in the chat? I don't see anybody that put anything in the chat about your 100%. So think about a time so that you can share that with the community of when you've given your 100%, or if you didn't give your 100%, just something around that will be correlating with our conversation today. So let's go ahead and just unify ourselves together. Let's just drop from our head to our heart. We'll just have a couple of minutes of silence. We do have some people who are on the meditation prayer list for Ancient Secrets. And so if you could put a special focus on them, sending them love and blessings and healings, whatever they need at this time. And then also the world. So let's take a minute and close our eyes and go into silence. Thank you. Come back into the room. Take a deep breath in and release. Beautiful. Yes. Esther, would you like to say something?
I would, because I got so carried away writing in the chat that I exceeded the limit for words, and it won't let me edit it so that I can post it. But I'd like to share it because it was it was really powerful for me in responding. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So what I wrote 100%. Most recent. Last night dancing with full abandon, presence, joy, love radiating from my heart, one with the music, musicians, dancing humans, earth, sky. It was divine. It was amazing. Anyhow, for me, 100% is about following my interior integrity, wholeness as in the word integer, rather than an external left brain assessment that could, for me, become a judgment. For instance, if I have a need to rest and sleep on a day that I had expected to be accomplishing a particular task, that I not get into a mental wrangle um, or push myself. To me, it is a reminder to give my best and to know best is best assessed by what the needs actually are, as revealed by my own intuitive guidance, rather than an external concept or conditioning about what best is. And then I just kind of, after that, I wrote, this just spilled out of me in response to the invitation to share on the chat. However, as I wrote it, I realized it is in the articulation of something I've been sitting on like a hen on an egg to find my own clarity regarding this principle. And then I just thank you all, everybody, the community, you know, the committee that's putting this every week together, and all of you, and looking forward, Jacob, to what you have to share. But just really, what an opportunity. One of the things that makes our community so unique is that it is so interactive, you know, that we do have chats and that we do listen, as well as, even though I'm saying a lot today, the listening is the biggest part of communication, I think. And I know we listen to each other, and that doesn't mean we agree on everything. That's not the point. But the point is we listen, and we've learned to listen from our hearts as well as our mind. So that's it for me.
Esther, thank
letting me
you.
share.
I don't know if anybody noticed when she was reading what she had written, how youthful she looked. She had had a miraculous experience, and she transformed in front of our eyes on the camera. It's beautiful, Esther. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
Thank you, Gina.
I just also wanted to, you brought up a point, you know, I'll just tell a quick story before we go into into Jacob. I had somebody that talked with me, and that we were talking, and he says, I don't understand how people from different walks of life can come into a Zoom room and love each other. You've got Muslims and Hindu and Christian and Jewish and all different people from different walks of life. They're here. And the truth is it's the ancient secrets. You know, when you look at even the three principles that we focused on many, many times, it has been, what do you want? So you identify your own personal responsibility, and you identify that this is my experience, and I'm going to show up in my experience. And then the next thing is the Aditi Devo Bhava. Acknowledge that the unexpected guest that comes to you is divine. So if it is a emotion or a challenge, or if it is a person that knocks on your door. I had one yesterday I was not expecting, and it was really a divine gift. So, you know, just identify that it is the unexpected guest, that everything that comes into your life is for your purpose, that life is happening for you, not to you. And then also filled with gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful tool when you are grateful, and you can move through some of those challenges with not too much trouble. And it's really amazing how gratitude will reset your mind from that negativity into positivity. That is one of the reasons why I believe that so many people from different walks of life, from different belief systems, can come together in a Zoom room and in a community and love deeply, because of all, for some of those are just the few ancient secrets principles. So thank you. Jacob, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Such an honor to be surrounded by angels with a lot of love, from the community. Some of you I was able or privileged to meet in person when we were in Ashland. And some others, I feel like I know you because we've been here every Sunday, you know, like this is our moment to share love and to hear about possibilities and transformations that many people are going through in their healing process. And that is amazing. That is part of being 100%, right? And talking about being 100%, I mean, what our dear friend Esther just shared, you know, it's about being 100% human, right? Listening without judgment, and we don't have to agree. That's such a powerful voice, you know, such a powerful message. We may not agree with, but we still can love each other and be present for each other. When I was asked to host this event, I was talking to Jane about selecting a topic of the book. And the funny thing is that thing comes to you, like Jenna said, everything, life happens for you. It's not that it's against you. And I will say that this is a proof of that. You know, I choose a topic, and she told me that topic was too recent, that we can pick another one. So I started listening to the audiobook. And in my particular case, I prefer to listen the audiobook instead of reading the book, because on the audiobook is the voice of Dr. Clint reliving the emotions of the events that he is narrating. Right, so there's a special connection. Sometimes he brings you to tears. Sometimes you start laughing because of the things and the situations that he's going through. And every time that I go over the book, I got a different notch. It's a different experience. Mainly right now because I know most of the people that he's talking about, right? and experience the first time that he met them. And because he was 100% present, although he mentions in the audio that he was not 100%, or how many times he was not 100% present. But I will say that because he was 100% living that experience, is that all this is starting to happen, right? It was like a very small, tiny grain of salt coming out of a snow mountain that is started to build up and coming up more and more powerful, and more as it's coming down, is becoming bigger and bigger. And we are all together just because of that, right? And I will say that many times unconsciously we are 100%. And like Dr. Joe just mentioned a few minutes ago, the difference of the life experience that is available to you just by being 100%. I work as a therapist or as a healer here in San Diego, California. And the reason that I find or that I look for this modality was also to bring the part that it was missing out of my practice, to bring a togetherness, a wholeness, 100% wholeness in the healing process of my clients. So one of the things that I learned at the beginning of all this was precisely to be able to connect with the person. Because like the quote of the book reads, I don't come here to heal you, I come here to love you. Love will heal you, right? When you connect with the person, the energy of the person combined with the words of the person is what's telling you what's really going on inside of them. Now, in this modality, which was new for me, it's about reading the pulse, so you don't even have to talk to the client. You don't even have to do all that. Just connecting with them through the pulse of the person. By listening to the pulse of the person, by feeling the pulse of the person, you are feeling and hearing the God in the person that is telling you what is it that I need, you know, to become whole again, to become 100% in this body. And I understood that as a concept first, but as I was studying this and bringing the idea to do the pulse clinics and participating in other people's pulse clinics and seeing Dr. Smith at the pulse clinics, you know, little by little start coming together. One of the things that Dr. Smith shares for the students is that when she was learning from Dr. Naram the pulse, he was like, observe, 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 right? And only a few weeks ago, it clicks in my mind the concept of observe, because it's observing by being present 100%, right? And then it will come to you. Thank God she developed with Ayushakti a different system for us to learn the pulse and all these different things, right? Because it's so difficult and complicated to be 100% present 100% of the time. That has been my experience with all this, and it's been a magnificent journey that has been taking me through layers and layers and layers and layers, and deepening and going deeper and deeper and deeper as time passes by. One of the experiences that it was very powerful for me was when I start seeing the Vaidyas working. In my case, Dr. Ranak is the one that comes to San Diego to do the pulse clinic, and seeing him work. In one particular clinic, something happened with the schedule. The thing is that he didn't show up the day before. He showed up on the day of the pulse clinic, so we have to cancel the morning's pulse clinic. I was waiting for him. I picking him up at the airport, coming from India. So it's I cannot even tell you how many hours it is. You know, it's a lot of time, and definitely they don't fly in first class, right? They're not sleeping on the plane. They're sitting for 30-something hours, and then he came into the clinic. He just changed his shirt. He you know, basic hygienic process. He did his spray, and he went in and started working with the people right away. And it was amazing for me to see that he was able to be there 100% with the people. So the concept of being 100%, as Dr. Naram thought it, was creating and making more and more sense. And in my case, in my experience working with clients, I also noticed the people that follow 100% of the recommendations 100% of the time, how they change, heal, and transform their lives permanently. You know, not just for the time being, not just to recover themselves, but permanently. And how the people, they haven't just picking and choosing the things that they want to do, or just taking the herbs, somewhat following the diet, they are just struggling. You know, it's been like 2 years of working with them, and we still see the same symptoms present, not as high not as difficult. They are in a way better state, but they haven't been able to heal. And I'm talking about things that are quite easy to heal, right? Like IBS, insomnia, stress or heat in the body. And people that have other situations like cancer, that are quite challenging, right? Change and transform their lives in a matter of months, not even a year, in a matter of months, just by following the recommendations 100%. And I will say that, just to confess with everyone, I'm guilty of that, right? Because one of the syndromes of the healers is that we are very good working with other people. We deliver, we're present 100% of the time. But when it comes to work with us, we don't have time, probably because we don't pay each other for the sessions, or we don't follow our recommendations. I have no idea what it is. It's a process. So I would like, if people can start sharing with us, either on the chat, someone else is gonna help us, one of the angels is gonna help us to open the mic for someone, or the people that are a little bit more shy, just to share with us these type of situations, this type of discrepancies, right, in your life, when you're 100% present with someone that you are trying to help, and you cannot be 100% present with the person that is in front of the mirror every time that you see it.
Can we call on people, Jacob?
Please, please.
Okay, great. So Susan and Joseph.
Yeah, this is me. Thank you. Jacob, thank you so much. Something struck me as you were speaking. I was paying attention 100%. You used a word from Dr. Smita when you said observe. And my mind pulled an Estra and I wordsmithed it, and I heard as in like you're to be objective, you are to not be there with agenda, with what objective, and then to serve, you observe, and being objective and open and clean, you are able to serve in that way. So it's moving me. It's moving through me right now. So thank you for lighting that connection in my brain for how to serve better is by being present 100% and observing. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm very happy, and that's live. I mean, it's these awarenesses, right? They come to us. When I talk to Carmen, because she's also a healer, she also works with people, and she's very powerful, by the way. And we share all these different insights about clients and things. And we were talking. We were speaking about this yesterday, how connected she was with the friend that she was with, and all the information that she needed to hear was coming to her, and she don't even knew why she was saying the things that she was saying, or how she was connecting the things for her, because she have not information, to put that together. She is not something that she read or she experienced with other people, but because he's a close friend of her, and because she was 100% present, information start coming to her. And my belief, regardless of, I respect all beliefs, of course, but it's like, I think that when you are in that presence, when you surrender to the person that you're interacting with, is the energy of that person, is the higher self, the guiding angels, the whatever name you want to use, that comes to you, and you just become a vessel that just transmit the information. And also, for example, for Joseph, and in this particular case, it just came to him from him, because he was open to receive, right? Something happened in his vibration that he was open, and boom, the awareness came, and it's like, oh my God, this is it, right? And that's what happens when you also surrender 100%, right? When you are totally open. So I really, really, really love to hear from everybody else how being connected with your own self, how this information comes to you and how you apply it. Is there anyone that wants to share with us?
Ariana's got her hand up.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, Jacob. Gosh, I'm loving this discussion and your talk. It's beautiful. It's like connecting a lot of dots. It's really wonderful because I've so been contemplating soul and being present and love and all these things. And it's just beautiful how you're putting it together. And, I see as you do that in the present moment, we get out of the high bottom mind when we relax and we come into our hearts and love and we're present, fully present. I mean, which takes focus to be fully present. You can't let that part of your mind take you back into the busy mind. You have to come back here and you have to be fully present where you are 360 degrees perceptive, actually. Like in the martial arts, you're going to have 300 and you have to be present when you're in the martial arts. You have to have that you have to be the Yoda from Star Wars where you're sensing everything. And in that moment, it's like your frequency heightens, right? And it heightens and you get that connection, with your higher self, with higher power, with whatever you want to call it. It's like that frequency lifts you into that. And that being present, the connection I just loved that I got was, that's how you 100% participate. That's how you love. That's when all of that stuff flows together and magic happens and people heal. And here's something that I wanted to say that came up when you were talking about people who have cancer and how you've observed, sometimes they can heal just like magic faster than the people who have like IBS. And then they're not quite applying the 100, they're not quite the 100%. And I thought about that for a moment and I went, God, that's fascinating, right? Because here's something that I picked up. When you've got cancer, your life is threatened. It's now about your survival. And so what does one do? I don't know. I haven't had cancer. I'm imagining that what you do, your survival is threatened. And so it's like life or death for you now. It's like, let's no playing around. And you have passion. You have passion that drives your focus. And it's like, okay, I'm doing this. And now the will comes up and it's like, I am doing this. I'm giving the 100%. So now that intent is so strong in that person that has cancer. So they focus and it is their intent and they get present and they make it a priority. Whereas someone who has IBS, okay, yeah, that's been troublesome for a few years. And I can only talk about myself because I fall in that category. And it's taken me a long time working with my digestive system. And I'm like, isn't that interesting, Ariana? Because I've been giving 100% a lot to preventative health, to waking up in the morning, doing all my disciplines to keep myself healthy. And yet I'm not 100% in the diet area yet. I'm getting there and I want to be gentle with myself, but it's taken a long time. Why? Oh, it's so different. I've had healings in my back where it's been excruciating painful and I've done things to heal my back because I had passion, and I've healed things in my body that have just totally gone away, and they go away fast. Why? Because again, the passion is there and I apply it. So I get focused And with something like IBS, or maybe, so maybe it's that the people haven't churned up that passion yet to keep their focus in the present, and not in the mind, It's just beautiful. It's just like connects all the dots. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. What a beautiful share. And I will say, just to add to what you're saying, is probably they are 100% in the past, right? It's 100% of the things that you don't have control over, right?
Yes.
Things that are already gone, or in the future, something coming and it's threatening, and you put all your attention there, and it goes from you. It takes from your energy instead of being 100% present moment. Also, from Dr. Naram, one of the first things that he taught is your power position, right? Both feet on the ground, you sit straight, you are present. And again, it's about being present here and now, isn't it? So that's very beautiful. And Renee is inviting Carmen, because Carmen talks a lot, but she's shy and she's very wise. But she's a little bit shy. So but once she warms up, you cannot stop her. You usually have to go away. So Anne Renee is like her sister, right? A spiritual sister. They are both connected energetically with this ancient civilization, and Anne Renee is produced this amazing. It's like lotions or essential oils that thing that have a lot of vibration on it, and the Carmen uses and helps her bring her into balance. So if you have a problem of balance, you just need to talk to Anne Renee about it. But I invite her to share with us her 100%, because when she fights 100%.
Okay. Okay. It's the only part that I was thinking about when this topic came, I didn't know that it was going to be the topic for this morning conversation. And I was sharing this part with Jacob yesterday about my friend that I was with on Friday. And I was thinking, well, I think I was there my 100%, and I didn't know what. I usually know what. Well, I guess I'm going to start by saying, like, when we in this modern world, we always start multitasking, because that is what is a cool thing. Like, you can do so many things. You can be just washing dishes and listening to a video, so you're learning things. And then I was saying, you know why we get so sick? Because we are so divided in the present moment. Like, your mind is rushing ahead into so many things that you need to accomplish in your agenda, that your body, your energy is somewhere else, but not here. Not enjoying the moment with the water because you're washing dishes, right? And your energy is gone into what is the next task during the day. And then it's going into the past. What? Because I didn't complete these things yesterday. I need to rush now into what's coming next. So I was saying, yeah, your body is just so divided. Your physical body is here. Your energy is in so many places at the same time that you cannot accomplish things 100%. You're just rushing in and out of different activities during the day. So just yesterday, 2 days ago, that I was with my friend, I was thinking, we were having lunch, and so it was like, oh, okay, I don't know what to say to the things that she's telling me. I usually know what to say, and when we're having a conversation, it's very usual or common that we are listening to our friend and we're already knowing what we want to say, because, oh, I know what I'm going to say to this. Oh yeah, I'm going to apply this other thing. And you're trying to interrupt the conversation because you want to say something. And for me, it was like, okay, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to listen. And it was very odd because I don't know what to say to that either. I'm going to keep on eating because I don't know what to say. So at some point, I didn't know when I was going to say something, but I was a little bit nervous because I don't know how to turn around the things that she was kind of complaining, saying that things were not working in the direction that she wanted. And I was like, I just started the conversation with one question saying, do you always curse when you are talking to your partner, or you're just amplifying your disagreement because you are retelling me the story? Or no, I always curse. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's a way, that's a level of conversation that you have. Oh, okay. So through that little thing that got my attention is that,
Open up everything.
yeah, it was like information just started coming through, and I was like, wait, what is this? I didn't even have a plan. And things for her, I could watch her face, and she was like, oh, I didn't realize of these things. And then for me, when Jacob was exposing this topic, I was like, I guess when you really connect your 100% into the conversation, even though you don't know where things are heading, but you allow something higher than you take presence, and you just connect with that and allow whatever is in your field, allow it without judging it. It's just like symphony. It's just like, it's perfect. It's matching what she needed, what her soul needed to listen, that her present body is not even aware that she needs. So it was really magical. That's pretty much my 100%.
And I will say that it goes a little bit deeper, because I always talk to my clients about living the life, or living your life the easiest way, right? Instead of fighting life, just flow with life. And part of that, what Carmen just shared is that, I mean, she just surrendered to the event. Something come, that it was a seed of knowledge that opened up what her friend needed to listen at that particular moment. That's living life the easy way, just allowing things to happen. And in order for you to do that, you have to trust. You have to understand that absolutely everything, like Jenna was saying at the beginning of the meeting, life is happening for you, that everything is here to serve you. So I invite you all to make a conscious decision on where you're gonna put your 100%, right? And when we go into the breakout rooms, I don't know how Zoom works. I'm not an expert on technology. It's one of my on the areas that I'm very, very weak at. But I'm assuming that this is kind of like a random thing. You know, it assigns you to whomever you're gonna be with, and you never know where you're gonna end up. But following this topic that I'm just sharing with you guys, is that there's a reason why you are with the people that you are in the room. So if you want to use each other for the next week and be some sort of accountable to that partner, you know, in the things that you're willing to share or to do 100% for the week, it will be like a very, very nice game. And the reason what I'm coming to with this is because when we all went through the 100 days, and the people that haven't gone through that experience, please do it. You know, give that to yourself, because for 100 days, you are being accountable to someone, and you are just following someone else's lead to help you to start transforming your life. In my case, I remember that I had a transformation. It wasn't a spiritual or emotional transformation like someone else's on my group, but it was more about taking care of something, manifesting the resources that I wanted, that I needed and wanted to just get rid of something that I was just postponing and postponing and postponing and postponing and postponing. And during that event of the 100 days, it just happened. I don't even know how it happened, right? But it was because during that 100 days, we were following someone else's guidance, but also we were sharing what we were doing or what we were not doing with someone else. And I think that that is a tool that can really, really, really help us to change and transform. So if you want to play the game during the week, just go with the person that you are, tell them in the breakout room what you got, what is that you're going to be 100% present during the week. So the person can ask you every single day by text, share with me what you did today in regards to your 100%, and just share it. In my particular case, coming clean is like, I love food so much, the flavors of food. And believe me, I love vegetarian food and I love vegetables too. It's all the food. But I also keep eating gluten, which is not good for me, right? And keep eating corn, which is very heavy to digest, even though it's natural, right? But still, being Mexican, having tortillas, handling is like hard to say no. But those are things that are hard to digest, and they create blockages in my body. Second thing is that I love to eat sweet after I finish my food. And we are learning in Ayurveda that that's the worst time to eat something sweet, right? If you're gonna eat something sweet, do it before you start eating, not after you eat, because you need different enzymes, different things to digest that. Instead of becoming toxins, you can just use whatever it is that you can use out of that thing and process it. I can use delicious watermelon instead of using a piece of chocolate, right? But is that, and that is what I'm gonna share for my week. That's what I want to be accountable for.
Wonderful.
In my particular case.
Jacob, thank you so much. And Carmen, thank you so much. What a wonderful experiment that we will be on this week. Karen, you had your hand up and I would like to hear from you before we go into the breakout rooms.
Okay. I love this topic of 100%. And Jacob, I wrote down, what am I willing to do this week? 100%. So I was recalling a time that I did something 100%. It's hard for me to focus. I'm learning how to focus, and it's harder for me to do 100% for myself. I can do it much easier for someone else. But this time, this example is I did it for myself, and I'm a photographer. And so I signed up to have an exhibit. I was asked to do an exhibit. So I really had to focus. I had a deadline, and deadlines are always great in getting you to do something 100% sometimes. So completing that project, it was so fulfilling. It was so energizing. I loved that I completed something. I loved the accomplishment. And that's been quite a while ago. And I still look back on that and feel so good about it. And it created a lot of beauty for other people, including myself. So I know that doing things 100% does that, whatever it is, whether it's art, health, and so forth. And I have a practitioner that I go to who is just outstanding. He's a physical therapist, but he does more healing work, hands-on healing work as he's working with you. And he's so knowledgeable. But occasionally when he's working on me, he goes so deep and he's so focused that he goes out. And so you can feel the difference when people are giving you 100%, whether it's working on the body or talking to you. And I could feel him just sort of lightly fade away. I could just see where the line was different. And so I'd have to say, oh, Steve, tell me what's happening now. And then he would be back on it. But it's so fascinating how you can just feel that fade away or that difference when you're not at 100%. So I'm just saying that for ourselves, we can feel it ourselves with ourselves. And we also know when it's happening when somebody's not giving us 100%.
Karen, that is so awesome. It is very true. A lot of times when we're on a phone call together and my mind drifts, she'll say, oh, I can tell you're really busy. And then I know that I have faded off and she brings me back into the present. She does that to me all the time. Anyway, I just wanted to say a quick story. today I wasn't feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. I woke up very nauseous. I have a slight headache. I got into the Zoom room and these wonderful people gave me some, I put clove under my tongue. I've been doing the marma that Dr. Clint taught me in India about being nauseous. And then Jerem helped me with remind me about the immunity one. And it's been working. I'm feeling, better than I was at the very beginning of the call. And as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, am I giving my 100%? And I check in, I'm like, yes, I am. I'm not at my 100% that I, normally if I'm feeling fully well and great, but I am giving my 100%. And it reminded me of a story. Bill Phillips is a bodybuilder and he did a program years ago that I was a part of. And he talked about that some days when he would go to the gym, he could bench 200 with no problem. And he'd check in and he'd say, is that my 100%? And the answer was yes. And then he would go out that night and he would drink rich wine and eat, meat, red meat, and he would be out late. So his sleep was interrupted. And he'd come to the gym the next morning and he would only be able to bench 190. And he would check in and he would say, did I give my 100%? And he would say, yes. Because based on the circumstances where he was giving his 100%. And then other days where he would go into the gym and he would bench his 200, he would check in and say, did I give my 100%? And the answer was no. And so he retried and he gave his 100% and he could bench 210. And that story has really stuck with me because, some days we don't feel, we have some other things that are kind of tearing at our attention. And right now my health is tearing at my attention right now, but I'm still, doing my best to give my 100%. So I say that because so many of us are so hard on ourselves and we need to really check in intuitively and authentically and say, did I give my 100%? And go from there. Joseph, I'd like to hear from you before we go into the breakout rooms.
Thank you. I just had a different perspective for a moment. It's the big question. Oh, what am I going to do and give my 100%? Oh, what have I done or this? So how about if doesn't matter what you're doing, but be present for it, whether it's talking to someone or washing dishes or whatever it is, by being absolutely present, that is your 100%. People have talked about, be there for yourself. Well, being present in a moment, whether you can feel it, I can feel it when I'm talking with somebody and they are present for me. And I also know when I'm talking to somebody, my mind is there or before or after, and I'm not present. That is not 100%. The simplest thing for me, what am I going to do today? I'm going to be present for whatever it is that I'm doing. And that will be my 100% today, is I'm going to have a 100% day. And so I invite everyone to just be there, to show up and be there. And that is 100%, could be.
I'd like to add to that. When my mind starts to wander, I had a Sufi master for several years, and he would always instill observe only. So when that my monkey mind starts going into the past or the future, the thinker in me can say to that monkey mind, observe. Your job is to tell me what the temperature is. What can I hear? What can I see? What can I touch? That's the job. And anything else is not needed right now. I need you to observe only. And that little mantra can really help stop some of that chatter.
Definitely. And Esther just shared on the chat with us that someone, she can tell us about the dentist that he went to see, the people that were healing on different diets, and if there was a magical diet somewhere, and the they discover, I'm paraphrasing because the chat is very busy, so I went already away from the screen. But she can share with us that that experience, because that is about being 100%. The people that this doctor was seeing, the people that was healing, it was because they were 100% present in whatever it is that they were doing, right? Am I paraphrasing correctly, Esther?
Well, yeah, it was fascinating. He was a dentist. And what he started noticing was that not only and I think this was in the maybe the 40s, I forget the exact timeline, that all of a sudden his patients were starting to have not only cavities to a degree they never had before, but also that literally the formation of their jaw was changing. And it, it was so clear to him because he'd been a dentist for a long time, that this was a radical shift. So he and his wife went on a journey around the planet to see, what's going on. And what he discovered, that there were vegetarians, there were meat eaters, there were all different kinds of people who ate fish, people, who were on an island. But the one thing that was consistent was they ate authentic, real food. And that this deformation of the jaw and the cavities coincided with what processed manufactured foods that just were not nature-based. And there's the Western Price Foundation that has tremendous information. Anybody can, search for it and find it online. But I discovered him because I was in a health crisis in 2004. I was diagnosed with cancer, and it was a breast cancer, and they took out 19 lymph nodes, and, it was a serious situation. But the diet that I followed was based on that it wasn't an Ayurvedic. And I've just studied so many different systems, Buddhist healing, and a course in morphology that was fascinating, that's based on the shape of the face, and how depending on the structure of the face was indicative of who were natural vegetarians, who were meat eaters, and ever. I don't know, what's what as far as absolutes, but what it did reflect to me is that there's no one way for anyone. And to me, that coincides with that beautiful precept that what's, a medicine for one can be poison for another. And it's just really fascinating, to use these principles as diving boards. And what I find is that they plunge me deeper into asking the question, is this so? Is this true for me? Is this true in my experience? Which then becomes a way for that inner, self-examination, or, like the 100% presence. I can't help but think all through school, best ideas came to me and still do when I'm doodling. And the outer teacher would go, "You're not paying attention." Well, the question is, well, what are you paying attention to? Or if something is said, let's say here in our discussions, and it takes you inward because it activates, which is a good thing. It's not, yes, momentarily you go away, but it's in the context of the presence of the conversation. It's like an inner and an outer. You're not just being present doesn't mean you're a zombie, just empty like a blank sheet and you don't have any response. But we're looking at not wanting to be just noticing if we're just automatically reactivated, or if we're responding, from that bigger wholeness, within us, to the degree that we are. Because if we're infinite beings, we're, that 100% is something that will expand along with our awareness and awakening, So I don't know. I got excited. Thank you. I get passionate. I've loved today. I felt it was really just very engaging. So thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Jacob and Carmen, again, for your great leading of this call. So, and this discussion. Thank you so much. And Robin, thank you so much for getting the breakout rooms ready. Go ahead and get those ready. Let's go ahead and unmute and say our goodbye. I love you and I'm with you.
Love you.
Love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you.
And I am with
We are
you.
with you.
100%.
And I'm with
Love you and I'm with you. I am with you.
And I'm with you.
and I'm
Love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you.
I am with you.
Love
And I'm with
you.
you.
I'm with
And I'm with you.
Impressed.
Love you and I'm with
No, this
you.
is